Okay, spreads education. Get rid of this. Okay. Let me post it on X. Give me a second. Mr. Bezos. Oh, no. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me just post this on X. For the stock market at the open versus stock market. That's good. That's a good one. And last, let's put it here, and we should be good. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Let's put this up here. Okay. Let me give it a minute. Let people get in here. Okay. Just waiting to give it a second, let people join in. Morning. Good morning. It's afternoon. It's nighttime. Where the hell are you guys? Good morning. What good morning? Just give it another minute. Let people get in. Again, this will be recorded. Okay. Let's dive into it. Yeah, what the fuck happened today? That is honestly a great question. Crazy market day. I mean, I had a feeling we were going to sell off. Not to that extent, though. I mean, we had a major 1,200 point downside move. Within just an hour and a half, we went 8,000 points. That's how crazy that move was. An hour and a half, 8,000 points. An hour and a half, 614 on Qs to 589, 590. $14. Sorry, $14. Sorry. Crazy move. It was absolutely unbelievable. Not upstate like you are. Oh, wow. Yeah. Jesus. All right, we're going to keep this one pretty clean. I do want to set one up. Just give me a second. There you go. So people could use that if they want. Okay. Yeah, crazy flush. Let's dive into it, okay? Yes, this is recorded. First off, people were requesting I do a small account on spreads. We already have one running here, 5,000 to 78,000 in a year. Everything's tracked here. I'll set a tracker for the new one, but I am going to do another one, 5,000. I'm going to continue to do this one because I make good money off of this. Listen, I got to make a living too. I trade my regular account, I trade this 5K account, and I'm going to be trading a new 5K account. So we're going to start that $5,000 challenge tomorrow. My funds are already set because it was already in account. I mean, worst case scenario for those that, don't have it set up, you're not going to be missing out much in the first day or two. I mean, if anything, $100 profit, that's nothing. the whole point of these challenges is, one, for you to learn spreads, two, to obviously, hopefully provide a income. Want you guys to learn what spreads are. Spreads is a high probability strategy. It has lower gains compared to other things, but high probability strategy, as well as it's just compounding. And that's where spreads is really key. It's just that compounding effect over and over and over. Yes, I will be alerting that in every cons. Hey, happy to have you. Yeah, let's get going tomorrow. So first, let's kind of dive into what we did today. Okay, we open a spread at the open on like this spike right here. It's one of these candles right here around 9:55, 10 o'clock. I opened a call credit spread about 400 points out to the upside. Reason why we did that, we were up 2% on the day. Usually market closes over or under 2%, under 4% of the time. So right then and there, I have a high probability of being successful because I'm also now at that point 3.7% out of the money, 3.8% of the money, maybe even 4% at that time. So again, right there, probabilities in my favor. The probability of profit on those contracts, I forget that the camera's right here right now. The probability of profit on those contracts is 93%, I think they were this morning. So really good setup there. And usually when the market is gapping up or down 1 or 2%, I looked at I like to sell that side because the probability of that working out has just been, I am 100% on that since I've started that. I've only been doing that for a year. And I've tracked it here and there, and I have not lost one trade on that specifically. So that is a very interesting scenario. When I do lose a trade, that'll be interesting. And again, those gap ups and gap downs do not happen often. Obviously, in a higher volatility scenario like this, with VIX at 26, it is happening a lot more often currently. So with that said, we have, wait 1 second. Sorry. There's a 27-second delay on the stream. That's pretty crazy. I did not know that. Okay, where was I? Yeah, so putting that in a good probability for me. That's why I stick with that. Next thing. So we're looking for high probability of profit trades. When you're looking at the sell side, whichever broker you're on, you could look at, for example, Robinhood has it. You could look at when you sell a put, for example, let's say I sold a 580 put, it'll tell me the probability of profit on that trade, the chance of that trade, staying above that 580. Obviously that changes as the market moves. In this case, probability of profit would have changed big time today. But that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for 88% plus probability of profit when I'm selling my strikes. And then I also do technical analysis along with that to obviously hone in possibly the best entries and the best timing to do that. My specific time slot to open a spread, other than the 1% gaps, is I am looking for 10:30 a.m. Eastern, so 1 hour after the market opens, to kind of get that 1 hour of trading out of the way. This is, again, if the gap of the market is under 1%, stuff like that, to, again, get that news out of the way, get the first hour market move out of the way, see if there's possibly a trend, and then use that to my advantage for my trading going forward. I like to enter trades around 10:30 to 12. After 12, premium could get kind of low. In this case, with higher volatility, the premium is always high, but I'm just saying in general when VIX is at 15, 16, 17. So those are some tips where I have there on how I'm entering my spreads, that probability of profit, time slot, and again, just technical analysis and price action. Another thing, the profit and risk management. Again, this is where people go, okay, that doesn't make sense to me. So again, if you're trading a strategy that has 85%, 90% plus probability of profit, and you can clearly see that here, look at this. Again, 84%, I've had some trades that I should have done better on personally on timing. But again, you see what I'm talking about, 85 to 90% probability of profit. And just look at where I am, in that time with the profit, with 281 wins and 53 losses. So what I was trying to get to here is I do a 1 to 2 profit to risk ratio. Now, again, when you're trading spreads, the profit is lower, and it's a compounding strategy. Technically, that's how I consider it, at least. So you have to figure out what is the specific loss amount that you are able to handle every day, mentally and account-wise. If you can handle a $500 loss every day, your daily profit, your goal for a profit in a trade is $250. You don't want to go over that because obviously you're going to start emotionally trading and obviously, hurt your account. So that 250 profit, you 2 times that is your loss that you can give up. Okay, that is where you want to keep that in mind. Now, let's say if you have $1 million account and you're trading spreads and you're like, okay, I want to consistently hit a $2,000 goal and I'm okay with losing $4,000 if it happens. Okay, that's exactly what you do. So you size in for $2,000 of profit. Your risk is 200%, that 4,000. And again, you just keep going. You can see here I have wins, I have losses. And you can see over time, I consistently grow, no matter what. I've had full months in this challenge where I have not lost a trade. Where is it? I think it's the back end of January. Is it February? No, February I did lose right here. It's one of these months. Okay, it was May. May right here. Did not lose one specific trade. Again, look at all that consistent. And this is where the compounding comes in. You're going to go on these runs where you consistently are compounding. And then you're going to have some losses. It's part of the game. 100%, anyone who tells you you're never going to have a loss following one of their strategies. And again, this isn't a strategy I made. This is just a strategy that is out there. Option selling is out there. It's just using it to your advantage, which a lot of people do not do, to make those profits. And again, you can see I start to size up, and yes, I'm starting to, size more in losses too. It happens. In this case, I had 3 losses in a row. Was I worried? No. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm following my strategy. I can make that trade back. And in some cases, because I'm on Robinhood with this challenge, it does go a little bit over that 200%. And again, that's perfectly fine. But I stay consistent with that. So other than that, you could see here's my monthly gains, including a loss in March. My monthly gains, I am looking for November to be my best month. We were over it today until I ruined that with a put spread halfway through the day. I just did not expect to continue downside like we had. We were already down. I think I got a put spread right around here. Let's see. Yep, right around the 600 mark. And I was like, okay, we filled that gap. Maybe we see a bounce. And we had volume point of control there, and we just continued to chop. And again, it happens. I followed my plan. I was thinking, okay, technically, we're already red on the day now. The possibility of this continuing lower, it is what it is. You just got to go with it. Where does it show on? Wait. No, my mic's working. Where does it show on mobile on probability? Give me a second. So let's say you go on QQQ, you go to trade, you go to trade options. Let's go to tomorrow's expiration. I go to sell and I go to call. It says 584 call, break even price. Right next to that is chance of profit with the percentage. In this case, the first call right there is 63%. And then obviously it shows you the price of the option. So that's where you look at that. How do you find how much losses you could handle each day? What do you mean by this question? Oh, well, that is up to you. You gotta find. I understand what you're saying now. That is up to you. You gotta figure out what you can mentally handle personally. The cloud we use to take the trade is max drawdown. Yes, that would be the max drawdown. Never let it get to that. That's where that 200% stop comes into play, right then and there, and that's it. How you determine the credit received? The spreads are crazy. I noticed. So credit received, all you got to do is literally just kind of like order the trade. So let's mark this one. Yeah, I have that. Okay. So let's say, for example, I sell the 584 call on Qs and buy the 585 call. Okay. The credit received right there shows me it's 0.60. Okay. So $0.60 on a $100 spread. And, you're making a basically 60% return, possibly if that worked out in your favor. So today we were just doing like a little informational session on spreads and talking about that $5,000 account challenge that we're starting tomorrow that a lot of people requested or sent DMs for. I appreciate all the comments and the appreciation on, you guys have sent me on spreads. I'm so happy to hear that people are actually starting to do these. And I've talked about, the guy that, has lost a lot of money in spreads and has totally turned around. And he said he would love to be on a call with us and kind of go over his situation. And now he's fully green over a 2-year period. And very nicely green now. So, this is where I say like spreads could really change someone's life. And I've said this before too. I've met other people, not including that person, who have literally changed their lives. Trading spreads is like a consistent income for them. I consider it like a second income for myself. So this is where I think spreads could really be a strategy that totally can change the game or change your life. So that's why I want people to really look into spreads. Again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. But other than that, that is it. I'll give it a minute to see if we have any questions. Again, if you guys want to trade with us every day and follow that 5K spread challenge, bulltradefinder.net, use code BTF, all capitals BTF. Yes, you need, sorry, I should have answered the most simplest questions. Do we need a margin account for, by the way, not even Robinhood, any brokerage, you need a margin account and you need level 3 options. So you need to apply for level 3 options and you need a margin account. All index spreads have until 4:15. So QQQ, SPY, IWM. I think IWM is also 4:15, but QQQ and SPY is 4:15. It's not that 4 p.m. close. And then NDX and SPX are at the close. So 4 p.m. they're done. Can you do it with 50K? You could do it with whatever amount you want. You could start with 2,000K. Oh, wow, 2,000K. You can start with 2,000. You can start with 5,000. You can start with 100,000. Whatever you are able to risk, that is all up to you. That's basically a question you got to ask yourself. Do you trade future options also? Yeah, I trade futures. Yes. Not future options. Let me know if you guys have any more questions. Sorry, I just have to answer this. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any more questions. Okay. How do you avoid revenge trading after a spread loss? Like it's physically hard for me to set a buy to close order and stop out. Listen, here's how I think of it. You have to preserve that capital. Without that capital, you can't have a next trade. There's always going to be another trade. Listen, would you rather be down $200 or be down $2,000? Think of it that way, because that's how anything can happen. As today is showing, would you rather be down $200 or $2,000? I'd rather be down the 200, and then I can make that 200 back within a trade, and then possibly go up to 2,000, within a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it is. Yeah, it's just all about the mental. If it is 2,000, will it fall under pattern day trading? Under 25,000 is pattern day trading if you are over that. If you're over the day trades, I should say. I'm flagged as PDT, so I have to keep it above, and it takes class. Yeah, 25,000 would be the minimum for PDT. If you are flagged, you could you could put it over 25,000. Again, depends on your risk, how much you want to put in the account, stuff like that. That's all personal. What brokerage is that? I don't trade futures options. I just trade futures in general. Okay. Oh, Schwab. Okay. One second. It's up on work at 7. Let me see that spread. Sorry. I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me. But again, it's just being smart. Yeah. I mean, if you really want me to be honest, if we go here, I'd probably tell you probably 33 of those trades. Let's make it 20 losses flat. Probably 33 of those trades were green. Honestly, I could probably even say maybe 10 or 15 of those trades were losses, like full losses. That's how, again, it happens, but you got to stick with the risk management. Like better than it doesn't count as a day trade. How to exit early because it's small volume. It's a good platform to trade futures. Futures, you could trade one, obviously prop firms if you want to do them. But Trade Evade's a good one. Ninja Trader's a good one. And there's more. What else? You could obviously trade futures on Robinhood now. That's another thing. I close them same day. I usually do same day expiration. Yes, for the spreads challenge, it's going to have its own room. It's just called spreads. Okay. All right. Well, if that is it, again, if you guys are interested in joining us, use code BTF at bulltradefinder.net. We're starting that spreads challenge tomorrow, $5,000. I actually have $4,573 in there. So if you want me to be exact, that's what I have in there. I just moved it over from another account. I'm going to start the what's it called? The sheet on that. Let me just make a copy. Okay. Okay. Last question here. How do you know about that reversal close to the end of the day that eventually got faded? But I reckon you got a trade out of it. Yeah. So I didn't actually trade this. It was right here. Yeah, it was right here, but I'm trying to look. I saw it on multiple time frames. Okay, here we go. So first, let's kind of dive into just smaller time frames. Okay, look at this. So you can see we're starting to curl here. Okay, we're not really going crazy. This is, by the way, exactly where we entered, like right here. We didn't enter down here, but we entered like right here. We started to see the EMAs curl on the 2 and 3 minute. EMA started to flatten out and started to curl. And then what's even better is where was it? Was it a 3 minute? Was it the 2 minute? Actually, it might have been the 2 minute. Well, we're starting to see all these wicks pop up, but the 5 minutes where I really liked it. So again, starting to see the wicks pop up, starting to see the move get slower, starting to see it possibly curl. It's better on the lower time frames to see that. But on a 5 minute here, we have an inverted hammer right here as well. So this is a reversal candle that's very strong. You want to see this next candle close over halfway of that wick and or above that wick to confirm it. In this case, definitely over halfway of that wick, and we continued higher. Again, you can see I know it's lagging now, but you can see the EMA is curling, EMA curling, and also the price action slowing down and curling with wicks. So that's where I entered that put spread. This was a winning put spread, not the one prior to this, where I went 600 points out, worked out perfectly, and made really nice profit there. You could download that spreadsheet. I am going to share that spreadsheet out. I'll share it in the spreads room, and you could literally copy it for yourself and then use it, for your own as well. And then you could also see my spreads, obviously. I do have to delete all this shit. Hold on. What the hell? Oh, what the fuck? There we go. Oh my god, I'd have to go back and redo all that. Yikes. Okay. Yeah. What's an iron condor? Iron condor is basically when you expect price to be in between two levels. For example, let's say, okay, let's say up here. Okay. Let's say you say price is going to stay. Let's say price is going to stay in between these levels. Just forget everything after this. Okay. Let's say price is going to stay in between these two levels. Okay. What you want to do is obviously sell a put spread and then sell a call spread. And then the sell sides of that put and the sell sides of that call is where you want the price to stay in between to make money. That's what a iron condor is. How do you enter it? Yeah, it's just basically a put and a call spread. That's all. That's all it is. You enter it together just like you would a put and or spread, put and or call spread. Also, something to share here: the 50,000 prop firm spread account that we opened and we've been trading live every day, that I've been talking about, has not taken one loss yet. It shows a loss here because it's actually also considering the loss contracts of the spread, but 100% win rate. up $2,500 in 3 days. Biggest profit was today at $1,250. It's been very, very good. Need to get this consistency just a little bit down to that 30%. But overall, phenomenal. Really good day so far. Really good trading so far, and very excited to get that going for payouts. Once I get a payout, I'll start sharing this. I just want to make sure they actually do pay out. I've heard good things, haven't heard anything bad yet, but I personally want to do it and make sure before I possibly refer people and they get fucked. Other than that, I do have to get off here. I hope everyone has a great evening. Again, if you guys want to trade with us live on that spread challenge, join us at bulltradefinder.net and use code BTF.